Excuse me, guys. Are you hearing about anybody getting injured from the COVID vaccine?
Sorry.
You heard it or you just don't want to talk?
sorry?
Is it really busy?
I can't talk about it, I'm sorry.
Overworked? Are you guys overworked inside there? Are you overworked inside there? No. Why not?
About a podcast from Mount Sinai Health, and it uses first-person accounts to shed light on just how much nurses give of themselves every day since this pandemic began. CBS 2's Vanessa Murdoch has more now on the givers.
I remember feeling like it was surreal.
You have to pray, you have to ask God to take away the fear from you, because if you go to work with that fear, you're going to make a mistake.
You're listening to excerpts from the Mount Sinai Health System podcast, Road to Resilience. This episode, titled The Givers, features the thoughts and reflections of Mount Sinai nurses.
When my daughter dropped me off at the hospital, I looked in her face and I thought to myself, is this the last time I'm going to see her?
I would hope that the public gains just a fuller appreciation of the incredible sacrifices that nurses have been making.
John Earl produces the podcast. This, the most moving moment for him.
A young nurse who's only been a nurse for about 8 months. This time last year, she was in nursing school. She talks about coming out of the room from being the patient.
Her manager saw her visibly upset and sent a message.
So this is the text. What you did today saved a life. You are a true hero.
March 17th, we really saw COVID for the monster that it was.
That's the voice of registered nurse Madeline Hernandez.
I was determined we were going to war.
While she's no stranger to caring for patients after large-scale disasters, Hernandez shares in the podcast that this time is different.
The first time that I really felt like this was a disaster. It just wasn't letting up. And you were seeing the deaths continue to increase.
Despite the heartache, moments of victory get celebrated.
Yeah, take that. We got one. We did. We what we did worked.
The podcast reveals at Mount Sinai Queens, patient release includes songs.
It's just a happy and positive moment, and it keeps all of us going.
I've also learned that I need less in life of everything.
Words of wisdom from those we're counting on most right now. Vanessa Murdoch, CBS 2 News.
They sure are. The team recorded more than 7 hours of recordings to create this podcast. And if you would like to hear more of it, all you have to do is go to our website, cbsnewyork.com.
My name is Sanam Ahmed. Today is Saturday, April 4th. I'm a critical care attending with the Institute for Critical Care Medicine at Mount Sinai. Had mixed field day. Today, before I was leaving the house, one of my colleagues had texted, and she just texted a number. She texted a number and said, "This is the number of patients whose lives we have been saving over just the past day. This is the number of patients that we have successfully." Okay, so was having a real hard. Hi guys, patient.
My name is Eric Bludinger. Today is Tuesday, April 7th. I'm an emergency physician at Mount Sinai Queens Hospital. I just hopped into the car and about ready to drive into work. Usually I take the subway, but because of the spread of COVID here in the city, I chose a rental car because I thought it would just be a lot safer. I'm a little bit anxious going into work. I don't really know what today will be like. Every day is like a jack in the box. And today I've heard from a few colleagues that things are still status quo. Today I know Governor Cuomo announced that we potentially are getting close to the plateau phase, or at least the peak, but it's really hard to see that day to day just given the extreme volume and acuity of our patient population. Okay, so I'm now walking to the hospital. The weather is beautiful outside, but it is such a paradox because of how frayed and anxious this community seems to feel here in Queens. Parks are still closed. Some people are walking outside, but they are certainly keeping their distance. One of the things at a residence is just exploding, inspiring going into work and fighting off the wolves. I'm about ready to walk into the ED, and we'll see what the situation's like. Station. Everyone is COVID positive in these hallways. All you hear is oxygen. I'm seeing young patients, old patients, people of all age ranges who are just incredibly sick. And you can even hear it now that as I'm walking through patient rooms in the hallway, you just hear oxygen, the sound of the pulse ox. I'm going to see if I can find some people here who can share some of their thoughts on the situation. This is Dr. Ezenkwel, who's our chair.
Howdy. How's it going here?
Just leading a quick walkthrough through the department.
Yes, I understand.
How are things going today?
It's going busy. It's pretty what we've been expecting and seeing all along. We've seen a lot more patients, and they're critically ill, and we're doing our best to keep track and keep on top of them and make sure that we can provide oxygen for them, some positive pressure, and if needs to be, we intubate. But this has been the story for the past week or so, and it's just getting progressively worse. But everybody here in the staff is doing extremely well and working hard.
So I'm now walking into the critical care room. In the critical care room is where we have our sickest patients. Just wanted to show you some of our equipment. So this is a ventilator machine. We keep it protected with plastic covering just to make sure it does not get contaminated. We have our suction, we have our oxygen, we've got our monitor,
I've never seen us have an empty spot in the critical care bay, but we try to make sure that we at least have space for one more emergency that comes through our door. This is where we keep all of our airway supplies. We're stocking it now. How are we doing with airway supplies?
We are great. We have everything we need.
We're what?
I said we have everything that we need for airway.
Perfect.
Yes.
Everything that we need for airway. So we're focused and we're ready, no matter how hard it is. All right, so I'm taking a step outside. Ah, sun. This is the brand new tent that we've set up. It's meant for surge, which means patients for which there is no space in the emergency department will come in here. You'll see two big tents. We have it very well demarcated, and we'll go inside just to kind of take a look. All right, so this is one of the tents that we are about to get up and running. As you can see, there's a registration desk, and as we kind of walk through this tent, we've got a huge range of supplies. Each room is kind of cornered off with telehealth capability, where a provider will be on the other end remotely providing guidance. We have curtains separating each of the rooms. It's very well set up, looks very clean. We have a big, huge cabinet of supplies, IV materials, blood pressure cups. We've got urine cups, and plus a ton of other resources that I just won't be able to show you yet because they are in the process of bringing them inside. And you can even see there is really good insulation and everything is well contained in this closed space. As we're getting this tent prepared, we're going to walk out. You can see we've got a ton of oxygen tanks here ready to go, and we're about to walk into the second tent that now has patients. And we're just walking through. So as you can tell, we've got patients in each bed lined up. We really have some fearless staff. Everything is closed and confined. I want to check in midway through my shift, and there's a lot of really dark, difficult cases being handled right now in the department. But one bright spot in the day is the fact that the hospital announced that anytime a COVID-positive patient gets discharged, they would be playing a piece from the Beatles song, "Here Comes the Sun" on the loudspeaker. And actually at one point today, I did hear it, and it kind of goes like this. And it's actually one of my favorite Beatles songs. So it's great to see that even though the prospects are quite dim and there is a lot of distress and despair in the community and in our hospital, there are... Once you get fully dressed with head, eye, nose, mouth protection, you quickly go to the lab, and if he does, away from this shift and on the sick cures are possibly out there, and what next study is going to come out that will give us more of a direction in fighting this awful enemy. This disease seems to permeate every aspect of life. I just walked into my building and was speaking to the doorman, and he just told me an awful story where his best friend, a 34-year-old male who has 3 kids, including a 7-month-old, passed away today. He has no medical problems, and he died after spending a week in the hospital and returning home finally yesterday. But the worst part about it is that the funeral home has no more space in Queens, at least the one that he wanted to go to. And funeral homes are filling up because of how many people are rapidly passing away. So I just wanted to share with you that story because it kind of illustrates how even when I'm away from the hospital or leaving work, no matter where I go, it's on everyone's minds. And every day, I'm sure thousands of people are hearing countless stories of tragedy. But the worst part about it is that the funeral home has no more space in Queens, at least the one that he wanted to go to. And funeral homes are filling up because of how many people are rapidly passing away.
The funeral homes. Do you see a lot more busy action around the funeral homes? The funeral homes, are they busier than normal? Because on the news, they said they're overflowing.
Not that I noticed.
You don't see it, that's
It's
quiet,
traffic,
right?
but I ain't gonna say I noticed any difference. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah.
But you would
That's
know.
a good thing. That's a good thing to pay attention to. I wasn't paying attention.
But do you notice in the news, they say the funeral homes are so busy, there are too many bodies for them to handle? You didn't see that?
No.
But look at how quiet that is.
Stop paying attention. That's a good heads up.
Have a good one.
All right.
You live around here?
What happened?
Do you live around here?
Yeah, what you mean?
This funeral home said that they were so busy, they were overflowing with bodies. Do you see anything, or have you seen that in past times?
I think a couple of days ago, we drove by, we saw a couple of
But just ordinary stuff, right?
Yeah.
You didn't see it on the news, right? I think it was CNN.
We don't follow.
They interviewed the guy, the undertaker, and he said he was so busy, the bodies were coming in, he had to turn people down. He said he was seeing something like 80 bodies a day.
Wow.
Come on, do you believe that? There's no way.
I think they're putting people in the truck.
You know what it is too? They're putting the label of that virus on people who are dying from
So
things
you're
that
one of the few people that are aware of that.
Just-
So I came from Manhattan because I went to all the funerals, not all,
Not too many.
a lot of them, and they're shut. It's almost like they have no business.
Yeah. Because it's too much.
Because on an ordinary day, funeral homes do
Keeps
have
going.
business, right?
Keeps going. My sister
But
was
this
another
one,
at a funeral home.
people told me, hey, you're being unfair because you're looking at other funeral homes.
Are you a reporter or something?
No, I'm just like her, becoming aware.
Aware.
Yes, eventually, you can't listen to the bullshit,
The
right?
truth will always come.
So they said, they told me, go to the specific one that the news said is busy. That would be fair, right? So I came all the way from Manhattan
Just to see here.
to see this, and look,
Did you go talk to them, no?
I can't
really
do
do
that. Look, this guy is busier with his laundry than the damn funeral home.
Stay safe, brother. Good luck.
Look, I mean, what's that truck all about?
I don't know.
But I like you, you're thinking.
It's true. It's true. They already proved it. You know?
All right, have a good one. Hello. Hi, good day, sir. Do you mind if I just ask you a few questions? The funeral home lower down the street was on the news recently that they had like excessive bodies and stuff like that. You never heard of that story?
I heard this story.
Right, but I'm just wondering why didn't the other funeral homes get some of that business?
Which one? I don't know. I can tell you from this funeral home.
Were you overwhelmed?
No, real thing.
It's one
of the biggest funeral home. We have 40,000 square foot.
But you weren't overwhelmed?
No.
Like this guy, right?
No.
All right, thank you so much.
Everything.
Thank you so much. Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
This funeral home, have you noticed it very busy over the last few weeks?
No.
No, at all. No.
Do you know the story about the one on Utica Avenue?
That's the one that's busy. Everybody's going
Right.
in and out.
So that's why I came to find out. How come nobody else is busy except that one guy?
Nobody else is accepting COVID patients at the moment.
They want COVID patients, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm going around. This is not busy at all, right?
No,
So
it's
if we did have a COVID epidemic, why didn't they distribute it evenly?
No, it's only certain people that's actually accepting
accepting, yeah.
bodies.
But he was not dealing with the bodies. He was bare-handed. All his staff was bare-handed. It's bullshit. I know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So we're good to go, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry for disturbing you. Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
But the worst part about it is that the funeral home has no more space in Queens, at least the one that he wanted to go to. And funeral homes are filling up because of how many people are rapidly passing away.